Hey y'all, welcome to the Motivation Babe podcast. I am your host, Hills, the Motivation Babe, and I am on a mission to empower you and thousands of women every single day. Think of the Motivation Babe podcast as your go-to resource for mindset talks that give you the confidence to become the best version of yourself. I am so honored you are here. Get ready to level up as we dive in. Hello, friends. Oh my gosh, I missed you guys. Welcome back to season 2 of the Motivation Babe podcast. It feels so good to be back. It feels so good to be talking with you, to connect with you, to be here in this moment with you, wherever you are, all over the world. Seriously, y'all, I need to start by saying thank you. Thank you for making this podcast what it is. I seriously love to connect with everybody in the DMs on Instagram. If you haven't reached out to me yet, say hi. If you're listening to this podcast, at the Motivation Babe _. It's been amazing to see this podcast grow. We're literally in every single country streaming. I'm at a loss for words. I literally can't breathe right now. So let's take a deep breath together. Let's take a deep breath and just come to this moment and realize you're all part of something so big, of a movement of empowerment, because I see what you do. I see you share this podcast and I see it growing, and you are a piece of that. Think of it as a wave makes ripples. That's what you're doing. You're making waves in your communities by sharing podcasts like this that help inspire, empower, and help women grow. All right. So thank you. Thank you so much. If you're new here, welcome. This is season 2 of the Motivation Babe podcast. This is your go-to podcast for empowerment talks, mindset stuff. And, I'm just here to give you, I don't BS, I'm real. I'm talking to you like I'm talking to my best friend, because that's what we are. We're a bunch of besties on here connecting, learning, and growing together. Okay. Got that out of the way. Let's just take a deep breath in really quick. And let it go. Ooh. You know what? Let's do one more. I start each episode for us with affirmations. So I want you to repeat after me, and let's dive into our daily affirmations. I am so powerful. I am meant for more. I am building my future. I am making my dreams reality. This year, everything changes. My manifestations will come true. My prayers will be answered. I claim this year. Take a deep breath in. Let it go, let it be, and let's get into it. Ooh, those are some good affirmations. I actually just came up with those at the top of my head. I usually like to script those out, but I was just like, let it flow. Okay, guys. So we're going to kick off season 2. It was actually inspired by Kayla Craft, Mommy Millionaire. If you haven't checked out her podcast, definitely check her out. She has so many golden nuggets. And she had an episode with her top 10 takeaways of 2021. And I was like, you know what? Yes, that's what we need to do here. So this podcast, I just wanted to throw out the shout out and my inspiration for the episode today. We're talking about my top 10 takeaways for 2021. And it's not all about me, right? I use this platform, y'all, as a way to connect and share the things I've learned, the experiences I've had to help you. So while these are my takeaways, I promise I'm going to make them very relatable to you. And I know many of you will be like, oh my gosh, I feel that. So they are going to be specific yet broad. Sound good? Okay. My first number one takeaway for 2021, y'all, take messy action. That was literally my motto in 2021. Take messy action. It's how I got the podcast started. It's how I launched into coaching. It's literally been the most liberating thing. Not everything has to be perfectly calculated in your life. Sometimes if you just, and I'm going to talk about this, following your desires is my number two, but sometimes if you just have an itch, and you're just like, and you can't seem to shake it, do it. Forget the how. Just know your why, know the goal, know the vision, and do the dang thing, sis. Okay, so take messy action. We all need to practice that more and more and more, because the perfectionism trap happens to a lot of us, really. Me too, where, I maybe when, I have this in order, maybe when this, it's like, no. Who cares? Just do it, right? Because when you put things in motion, that's where momentum comes, and that's when you can put all the puzzle pieces together. Now, number two is follow your desires. That's like following your intuition. I really tried to practice this a lot last year, and I feel like it was just another liberating experience I had to follow my intuition, to listen to my intuition. I was actually helping a coaching client recently, and if y'all are like, what the heck is my intuition? Okay, intuition is within you. It's literally within you, but it's just clouded by all this BS, the layers of crap we put on top of it. So think of intuition as like right in the middle of your chest. This is how I see my intuition. It's like right in the middle of my chest, like right behind like my heart, or like near my heart space. And it's this beam of light. Think about it as a beam of light coming from your chest. But that beam can't shine when there's crap over it. And that is when we have limiting beliefs, when we have low self-confidence, when we're worried about what other people think, like all that stuff, all the external things that bring you down, that's heavy, y'all. It lays on top of you and it covers your intuition. Like your intuition can't breathe, so it can't guide you to where you're meant to be. Woo, sorry, kind of ranted there for a minute. But follow your desires. I promise your desires will never lead you astray. That is my number two. Number three, piggybacking off number two, following your desires, listen to your gut. Okay? Listen to your gut when something doesn't feel right. We all know this. I don't know if you're a gut person or a heart person. Like I feel it in my stomach. Like, oh, this doesn't feel right. I shouldn't be here. This shouldn't be happening. I don't see this ending well. Okay. Let me take all that for you, because I put myself in so many situations in 2021 where if I would have listened to my gut, things probably wouldn't have happened the way they happened. Not that anything terribly bad happened, but just certain experiences. Listen to your gut, y'all. Your guts, that's also like tied to your intuition. Practice that more. Definitely going to continue to use that, practice it in this year. Okay. Number four, this was a big one. This actually gained a lot of traction for me in Q4 of last year, Q3 and Q4, like the second half of last year. And I had a lot of people connect with me and ask me more on this. And number four is networking. Networking absolutely changed my life. If you are not networking right now, properly networking every day to expand your community, the people that surround you, like let that be one of your priorities for this year. Networking. If y'all don't know my story, I moved from Austin to San Antonio here in Texas this past summer. Me and my boyfriend, we purchased our first home here, and I was in Austin for 6+ years. I had my community of people. I had my people there. Y'all, my people in Austin. And coming to San Antonio, I went from everything to nothing community-wise. I mean, yeah, I had my people, up the highway about an hour away, but, just locally. And I quickly, instead of throwing a pity party, I was like, you know what? Let me find community. I found one of the most amazing women's networks. If you follow me on Instagram, you know I talk about them a lot. I'm actually a board member for FemCity. Insert FemCity plug. We'll talk more about that later. But I found FemCity, and it absolutely has changed my life in so many ways, just networking with women. Not only that, y'all, but, just finding on your own how I began to network here in San Antonio, kind of starting from scratch, was I went on Facebook. I looked for Facebook groups of, female entrepreneurs, of young women, other business owners. Whenever I'm at a coffee shop and I, talk to a stranger type of thing. And, sharing Instagrams, right? Even if it's a network via social media, and you can help each other grow and collaborate. Networking is the secret sauce to your success. The people around you are going to help make things happen for you. Remember this, you can't do it alone. You can't do it alone. Okay, your people will help you. So right now, look in your life at those people around you. And we've talked about this before in other episodes. The people around you are doing one of two things. They're either building you up, right? Or bringing you down. So you want to make sure that you're constantly, as you're evolving, your circles of influences are also evolving, and you're constantly networking with women, men, whatever it is that resonate with you, right? That inspire you, that help you see things differently, that give you fresh perspectives. So, took a minute on networking, but it's so, so, so important for your growth that you're networking with new communities all the time, and you're constantly growing your circle of influence. Okay? Awesome. Number 5. Okay, super similar to networking. I wrote down community is important. Y'all, your community, those think about community as like the 5 people you talk to almost every single day. Same story. They're either bringing you up or lifting you down. I actually was listening to a podcast earlier that said, or y'all are just kind of at the same level, and nothing's happening. Like even that in 2021, I realized, kind of at a standstill in life until I started to move and shake things around and reinvent myself, branded to the Motivation Babe, launch the podcast. I had to get creative, right? And those people, your communities are going to inspire you to do that and take that action. Or we're just you will be at a standstill with them and you're twiddling your thumbs, waiting and hoping for the next best thing. And sometimes you just have to create it for yourself. But the people around you, you just want to make sure that your people support you. They see your vision. There's no agendas, and, you just want to be inspired and you want to grow with your people. And it's going to be really important, guys, as you grow, if they grow with you and if they don't. Because what happens is sometimes people don't grow with you, but you have to keep going. Old friendships will always be there. Those aren't going anywhere. And it's okay to let go a little bit so you can fly. Your friends should want to see you win. Okay. And I hope that speaks to somebody. Okay. Now, number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Ooh, let's get real. Things may not always go your way. If you haven't already, you need to go to my Instagram or the website, themotivationbabe.com, and download the New Year reflection. Okay. Because in the New Year's reflection, I guide you to look at your biggest challenges from 2021. And at first, when I had created that downloadable for y'all, I put, the biggest failure. And failure is a really big, ugly word. And I don't even like using failure, but I changed it to challenge. Okay. It's important that, if you want to plug in failure, plug in failure. Your biggest challenge, and it ties into this, that things may not always go your way. That's life. One, I tell so many of my people this, like, life is an ebb and flow. It goes up and down. Okay. And that's just life, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. But when it doesn't go your way, really learning how to not overreact, how to separate. This was huge for me last year, learning how to separate my emotions from my decision making. Sometimes I let my emotions, I'm a Sagittarius, y'all. Like, you can read my freaking face every second of the day. If I'm happy, if I'm sad, if I'm mad. And like, it turns on and I can't turn it off. But my emotions got the best of me a few points in the year. And when things weren't going my way, and that definitely wasn't the right way to handle certain situations. So knowing that things may not always go your way, but stay in control. Even though it's not going your way, don't lose control. Do not let your emotions overpower you. And remember, you got this. And remember this, everything is working out for you. Everything works out for you. Okay? It's just a moment, and you must learn from those moments. Number 7. Man, this is a good flow here because now we're going to talk about burnout. I experienced burnout maybe not as big as 2020 and 2019, but burnout. Let's talk about that. I think last year what happened to so many of us is that we were just like doing all the things because man, can we just say, hold on really quick. Last year, what the heck was that? Last year, man. That was a wild one. That was a wild ride. It was just a year that I'm so glad is over. Loving all the energy of this year, but there was a lot of burnout last year. I think a lot of us didn't know how to navigate this post-COVID world of, a lot of us had so many changes in our life, from family dynamics to, career dynamics and so much more. And what we tend to do, and I've talked about this in an episode before, is we just stay busy. When things are happening in life, it's like this natural response, at least for me, I just stay super busy, and then that leads to my burnout. Actually, that's in my Let's Talk Mental Health episode. Really good. If you suffer with anxiety, burnout, depression, go listen to that episode. I think it's like episode 6 or 5. But burnout is a real thing, and this is what I learned about myself. I need a schedule because I'm an entrepreneur. I'm my own boss. I plan my calendar. I need to schedule, vacation time, off time, whenever things are going really, really good. I need to schedule time to breathe and to let it sit in. Because if I keep running that idea all the way to the end, I usually will do some self-sabotage in there, or I will just completely burn out and have zero energy and be off the grid. And that's not good. Right? As we're building brands, as we're building a presence, everything that we're doing, the key to what we do, y'all, in life is consistency, and burnout does not equal consistency. So take time for you, and learn how to find things that bring you joy, and give yourself time to let it to relax. Sounds so hard, right? As I said, I'm like, okay. Number 8. Finances. 2021 was the year I finally took my finances seriously. One, we were buying a house, so that puts a lot into perspective. But y'all, just got to pay those credit cards. You got to pay down all your debts. It's so, so, so important. As you want to build wealth, right? Debt is not, debt is not a bad thing or a good thing, no matter how you see it, because some is good debt, right? Some is debt that you knowingly took on. But the stuff that's just lingering there that, if you put a plan in place, a financial plan that you could pay it off in 6 months or whatever, like, do it. Like, just bite the bullet, put yourself on a budget if you have to. I did a lot of budgeting in 2021, paid a lot of things off that were just lingering for years. So taking care of all that, putting my financial house in order has actually helped me so much personally in my business. Like, it's just an extra stress I took off my shoulders. So don't avoid that credit card statement. Don't avoid that bill. Call that company, make your payments, and get it taken care of. I promise it's going to feel so much better. Okay. Number 9, manifestation is freaking real. It is so real, y'all. 2021. And y'all know, I don't know if y'all know me like that, but I'm woo-woo. Yes, y'all know, because I always talk about mindset stuff. Man, manifestation's so real. Like, the house, Victor, my boyfriend, my career, it's all been on my vision board. Like, oh yeah, do your vision board for 2022. But manifestation is real. Manifestation isn't woo-woo. There's literally science behind it. You're either vibing with me or you're like, Hills, I don't do this stuff. So just hear me out. Okay. Manifestation is so real. So many things that happened in my life in 2021. It wasn't all bad. And we know that 2021 wasn't all bad. There were good moments, right? And we have to be grateful for the good in order to get better. Be grateful for what you have in order to receive more. Okay. But that's all I'm going to say. Manifestation is real. Do your vision boards, do your affirmations, and always, always believe. Okay, we're wrapping up number 10. I think, did I go to 11? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, number 10. What my ultimate takeaway for 2021, if you're still here. I know this is a super long episode compared to what I normally do. Number 10, learn to be you. I think this was the first year I fully embraced everything that I am, and I stopped trying to be something I wasn't. I'm going to say that one more time. 2021 was the year I fully embraced who I am. Are you embracing who you are or who you think you should be? Who others think that you are? You shouldn't have, I was listening to a podcast earlier about having multiple identities where you're one person at home, you're one person at work, you're one person with your friends, you're one person with your significant other. They all should kind of, sometimes you got to be more lovey with family and you're, at work, you're a little bit more stern, but they should all kind of tie into each other. If you feels after you're with people, you're just drained, that's just kind of are you being authentic to yourself? And that's what number 10 means to me. Being you is finding your authentic version of yourself, where you can stop trying to be somebody and you can just be you. And it's so freaking freeing when you can just be you. And you can trust you. And it feels like so much weight has been lifted off my shoulders by just being me. And honestly, you know what helped me do that? This podcast, you guys listening and connecting with me. I am just being real here. You allowed me to find my authentic voice. So gosh, number 10, my biggest takeaway is you. That's who I need to give the credit to. It's you for allowing this to be what it was. You helped me find me. Thank you. I appreciate you guys. All right. Let's wrap this thing up. Guys, I am so grateful. Literally, please, please, please. If we're not on followers on Instagram, we're not following each other, please find me, tag me. I will respond to every single DM. You can go to themotivationbabe.com. Check out the site, ways to connect with me. So much has changed. So if you want some freebies in there, if you want to get, more exclusive access with me, I do have coaching available, certain number of spots. So there's so many ways to connect with me now. I've really began to expand in ways to serve you and help you and grow with you. So check out the site, follow me on Instagram, shoot me a DM, and I'm just so grateful. Thank you for making 2021 a beautiful year. And I'm just so excited to see everything we accomplish this year. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Okay, until next time. Bye.